Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for the October 28th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw. But before we get into that, let's get the housekeeping out of the way, shall we? I'm going to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, the final episode of Raw, before we get to Crown Jewel, where Crown Jewel has really taken a turn from a show that we're like, okay, it's just filler. Not much going on over there. Every storyline is really on hold until we get to Survivor Series. Let's just get past this, and then we can get to where we want to be, which is after Thanksgiving at Survivor Series War Games, right? But no, they have taken a big turn where I am actually looking forward to a lot of the matches. Even the Crown Jewel Championship matches. I thought they did a pretty decent job with it. I just wish it wasn't about the title, and it was just about, proving you are the better champion and that you are the main title. And if it was just about that, I think I would be able to buy into it a little bit more, like the promo that Gunther did. But yeah, I've gone from, okay, we just got to get past this Raw, get past this SmackDown, and then we get past Crown Jewel. Then after that, WWE will get super more investing again soon. But no, they did a pretty good job. We added a 6-man tag with the Bloodline, which is what we're going to kick off with. Jay, Jimmy, and Roman versus Solo, Jacob, and Tama at Crown Jewel in a 6-man tag. And this was the main going storyline throughout the whole entire show. It lasted all 2 hours with the backstage segments that we had. Sami Zayn has now inverted himself in. And the main thing that I saw from online as the show was going on and when the show was over is that this went by way too fast. And my counterpoint to that is that, well, this storyline has gone on since, 4 years at this point. And also with Jay, when they were feuding at WrestleMania in April, he's like, hey, just come back to me. Forget Roman, just come back to me and we could be a family again. Jay always wanted to be back with them. This is just, now when he can insert himself in, it's just now the time for it. Yeah, sure, there still needs to be that conversation with Roman, but he does have that on SmackDown. And now that the brand split rules are no longer in effect, which to me does kind of feel like it is a little too early to hit that trigger. I kind of like it where we kind of abandon the brand split by January or February when it's Rumble season, and is that road to WrestleMania where everyone's kind of hopping everywhere because it makes both shows feel alive. And it also justifies a draft every single year because now the deck's been shuffled and okay, well, everyone's kind of going everywhere. Okay, now we reset, separate everyone again until it gets to January again, and then we move forward. So it just feels a little too early for me personally, but I guess since it is just really the Bloodline and that's it, I guess I'm okay with it, and also with the women's tag team titles, but that's a different argument within itself. But yeah, Jay coming out, Jimmy talking with him, and then we go backstage. They're talking. Sammy's like, Jay, can I talk to you alone? And basically, he's going to Kevin Owens. I was like, look, you've been manipulated. You don't need to be in this. You're your own man. You get to do your own thing. Just stay out of it, man. And Jay hitting him as we go back to 2 years ago, going, you're not family. Going immediately back to these old ways. And, you see the stress within him already coming over. And, when he's talking to Jimmy, and he's like, I told him he's not family. He goes, yeah, no, he's not. And he goes, well, let me tell you why I messed up. Because when you turned on me, he's the one who stepped up and had my back. And then Jimmy's like, okay, let me talk to him. And then, he goes and looks for Sammy, and Sammy is talking to Solo Sikoa, which makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, and it makes so much intrigue as we head into War Games. Now, eventually Sammy's going to side with Roman, and I think that's going to be the thing that breaks Kevin Owens' back, solidifies the heel turn, because I don't think Rock is going to be in War Games, as he said, 2025, which kind of makes the whole Bad Blood angle almost a dream at this point. So now I think the 5-on-5, because I do think they're going to do the 5-on-5, is that it will be those 4, Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, plus Cody versus Solo, the new Bloodline, plus Kevin Owens, which will be the biggest hypocritical thing that Kevin Owens does. I don't think it needs the 5-on-5. I think it is just a 4-on-4, but I really see them keeping the Cody versus Kevin Owens match until December, where I would honestly pull the trigger on Kevin Owens winning the title. I would be very interested in that. Cody can win it back, maybe at the Rumble or whatever. But yeah, I'm very thinking, hey, we should do this. We should really have Kevin Owens beat Cody Rhodes. But as we head into War, I think, Sammy being involved with Roman is what's going to make Kevin Owens be in that War Games match where Cody they have to then find a fifth man, and it will be Cody Rhodes, since Cody Rhodes wants to get back at Kevin Owens. And hopefully that's the only War Games match, because I really don't see any women's program that yearns for a War Games match. I mean, I guess you have Rhea and Liv, but if we go into the Judgment Day stuff, I think Judgment Day has run its course. I don't see where else the group goes, and I think WWE knows that too, because on this week's episode of Raw, it really starts to seem like, hey, we're going to break them up, and they're all going to go their own separate ways, and we're probably going to retire the name, which is probably time. I think we jumped the shark, and within this week's episode of Raw, with some of the Judgment Day segments, it just feels the same old, and I'm just ready to move on. Like in the main event, once it was confirmed, because we all expected it to be Damian Priest would be the former world champion that Dominic faces, right? But once it was confirmed, I just got deflated. Like, I was really hoping that it would be a Drew McIntyre returning, and he's just like, you know what? I'm a babyface now. Which honestly, like, hey, once you go through hell, you learn to appreciate some things, and it takes you to the good side. I wouldn't have been mad at it. But no, it was confirmed there was Damian Priest, and I just really felt my body go, oh. And then watching the match, I was like, well, I just can't invest into it, because I just know we're not going to be building to a finish once the others come in, regardless if Dominic says, don't come and help me, which could probably be the way that Dominic gets out, and he can really be truly the Eddie Guerrero. Where, yeah, sure, he may have a woman with him, maybe Raquel, because I kind of want Liv and Dom to go their own separate ways, not because I don't like them as a pair. I actually think they work pretty well together. It's just that I want Liv to be her own champion, and then when her and Rhea do have that final fight for the world title, I just want it to be about who's the better champion. It's not just about, hey, I took your man at this point. And again, it's just one of those things where I just feel like the group has taken its course. Every Judgment Day match is the same. Every segment is the same, where, okay, here comes one of the Terror Twins, cleans house. Okay, maybe they get beaten up. Maybe they stand tall this week. But either way, it is the same thing. There's a match, there's some interference, and then there's some chaos, and then one of either the group stands tall or one of the Terror Twins stands tall. Bada bing, bada boom, that's it. I am glad that Dominic got the win. I mean, that was very surprising. I didn't see that happening. Because even when Damian was jumping all of them, I was like, okay, well, here's when Damian takes over and he wins with the South of Heaven. 1, 2, 3, bada bing, bada boom. He's the coolest guy in the room. But nope, he gets a prize roll up, 1, 2, 3, and then he killed everyone. And then we had the exact same ending. So yeah, just again, back to what I'm saying. I do not hate any of the talent within them, and I honestly I don't really hate the writing that much of it. I just think we peaked, and I just think it's time to move on. I'm down for Finn Balor versus Damian Priest again, but I don't need it to be about the Judgment Day. I just need it to be about betrayal. Former brothers fighting it out. You betrayed me. Okay, I just want you, Damian. Once they lose the tag titles and Finn Balor just goes off because he's upset that Dominic is going to get a world title match, because you saw it. Hell, he wasn't even out there in the end. I'm like, okay, so Finn's probably going to be leaving pretty soon. Once they lose the tag titles, that's probably when Finn goes, you know what, I'm out, and he beats them all up and leaves. And then Dominic is probably going to, maybe he'll be upset, maybe he won't, that they did come out to help him. And he's like, I told y'all stay alone. Why can't y'all believe in me? Why do y'all keep laughing at me? And then that makes him leave. I don't see how he goes full face, because he's just such a natural heel. But I think if we do go the Eddie Guerrero route, where, he does adopt the whole lie, cheat, and steal, the whole gimmick, the whole nine, we may have a chance there where he can be a good single star. I do believe he can be a good single star, but I think he can get to that next level if he does just do the Eddie Guerrero character. Carlito and JD are collateral, right? Maybe they can do something with them. JD could probably work something in the mid card or whatever, but I just think it's time for the group to go their separate ways, and it just is what it is. As for the Bloodline, that really seem to be thriving. We're going to have this 6-man tag. We'll have a segment on Friday, and I'm sure it will be on Monday and Friday day moving forward, where it is just the A story heading into War Games. I just think this group has ran its course. It had a good 3 years, but now it's just time for, again, a separation. The relationship ran its course, and now it's time for them to see other people. And that's just the way it is to me, personally. Now, I spent way too long on these 2 segments alone, so we'll go through some of the other segments pretty quickly. Within the tag team, we had the triple threat match to see who will be the number 1 contenders. War Raiders won. I like that they won, and I do think they should have won, because if anyone could take out all the distractions that Judgment Day brings, it would be the War Raiders, right? Because I do hope that we're doing what we did with on SmackDown, where we go, okay, we're just going to hit complete reset on the tag division on both. We're going to get them brand new champions, get them away from groups, and we're just, and then we'll just have like some banger matches. We did it with the Motor City Machine Guns. They were a fresh tag team. They immediately won the tag titles. War Raiders, they just returned from a major injury. They got a couple of wins, and now they're going for the tag team titles, and hopefully they just win them. And again, it would just be a big reset on the tag division. I just don't think we need to do all the shenanigans. Now, don't get me wrong. I am all for an American-made versus LWO feud, especially if that means we're getting Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio matches and Chad Gable and Dragon Lee matches. All for it. I am all for it. Send it, right? It's just within this match, as I think the War Raiders could have just dominated, kind of mini squash, and it would have continued to build the drive between the New Day, where, they did have the angle of Xavier looking, going, oh, look, there's Rey, he's going to immediately attack, where you could kind of see why he would do that, because you can't count out Rey, but also he had the win right there. Because also he could hit the move, and then Kofi could turn and go, oh, it's Rey, and then he hits him, 1, 2, 3, the New Day win. If they would have just got squashed, I think it's still the same, like Xavier's like, Kofi, you're holding me back, and now I'm going to turn heel on you. And then, but they keep bringing up the 10-day anniversary, so the actual turn, whichever way we're going to go, won't be until the actual 10-year anniversary. And then after the day gets squashed, LWO gets up like, damn, man, it just wasn't our day. They're a little upset. And then Chad Gable comes out and, beats up Rey Mysterio. Like he attacks Dragon Lee and then attacks Rey, does the ankle lock. We head to commercial. Boom. That's it. I just think there was other ways to do that to show where these groups are going within the storylines of the show, besides on what we did within the match. But it was still a fun match. Don't get me wrong. I had fun with that triple threat. Hell, it was probably the best match of the whole entire night. To me personally, it's just, I do think we could have gone differently with the finish. I think the War Raiders could have just won it, and then we had some other things that we could have done post-match angle as to where these groups are going past it. But I am glad that the tag team division is getting stories. Now it's just about hitting reset completely, give them new champs, and then we can move on from there. Then, The Miz. I gotta tell you, Final Testament has not been working. I think the Wyatt Feud may be the feud that does it. Have y'all seen the video that Karrion Kross put on the where Miz apparently has gotten kidnapped from the Wyatts? And I hope they play this on Raw on Monday, where they're like, "Hey, Miz got kidnapped. We got to go get him." It's Carlos like, "We got to go get him." And then Karrion Kross like, "Well, how long did they take him?" I don't know, about 20 minutes ago. Oh, he's dead. It was just so funny. Even R-Truth going, good luck with the Wyatts. You're gonna die, man. You're like, y'all are done. And R-Truth has completely washed his hands of it. I'm glad R-Truth had a smart moment. I'm digging it so far. I really am. Like, I like how they're making the Wyatts really threatening without them even being in the ring. Like, yeah, good luck. You're gonna die. Like Miz trying to get out, it's like, hey, good luck with the Wyatts. This is way too more than I bargained for. And he immediately knew what they were doing. Like, okay, they're coming after me because I betrayed my friend, and they're coming after at the Final Testament because they promote betraying your friend. They did it with Xavier, and they did it with me. Like, I know that's going to be the Wyatt table as they explain why they are attacking Karrion Kross and this group, along with the Miz, is that Karrion, you promote betrayal of family. And they show Xavier in the New Day, and then they show what they did to the Miz, and then the Miz is going to be like, well, I'm just collateral damage, and he has to be within the fight as well. So yeah, I gotta say I am very, very intrigued, and this is probably the most interested that Karrion Kross has been on the main roster in a very, very long time, ever. I mean, maybe not a lie, I say in a very long time. I mean, he had immediate intrigue when he first returned, when Triple H took over WWE, but I mean, this is definitely more interesting than that. as for that, I mean, I think that was it for Raw. Yeah, we had the Zelina Vega versus Ivy Nile match. It was just a match that, no one was really interested in. I thought it was going to go short, so I didn't really take the time to get that invested within it either. But you could see the crowd just did not care. There was no noise whatsoever. Even when American May started doing all the distraction stuff, it was just kind of like, it really was just noise, and it was just kind of there. But again, it's obviously for something bigger. We're going to do American Made versus LWO. I am looking forward to that. It'll cap off an 8-man tag, maybe. And then, of course, also Sheamus versus Ludwig, another fun match. The only clean match, by the way, on this show as well. Sheamus getting the win. Hopefully, just builds up to a Sheamus versus Braun Breaker match. Hopefully, we can hold it off till Mania. But, I think that is money right there. And there is a story there. Young guy, Irishman who has never won the Intercontinental title. Young guy who's like, I'm better than everyone. You could kind of go back to that storyline that Sheamus did at WrestleMania 26, where he faced Triple H, right? Where he goes, I'm the youngster, I am better than you, I'm going to prove it to you. And Sheamus was like, all right, look, I went to the top, I went straight for the top too at my first WrestleMania, and I got my ass kicked. And I'm going to make sure I do that to you as well. And not only will I kick your ass, I'm going to take your title as well, the only title that I have yet to win. And with Sheamus signing a new contract, and he's put on banger after banger after banger, right? I think there is a fun story to be told there at WrestleMania 41 between those two. Again, it was another fun Raw. But the Bloodline stuff was really, really good there. I am looking forward to the matches at Crown Jewel. All 7 of them, really. There's not one I'm like, I could probably skip out on that one. I am very invested within the whole entire card, which I did not think would happen to me by the time we got to the go-home show for Crown Jewel, so I guess it did its job. With that being said, though, I am still very much ready to be done with Crown Jewel to get to where it all caps off at Survivor Series. So let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. If you made it this far, please leave a like. I would appreciate that. And again, hit that subscribe button as we have more content heading your way very soon. Until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.